Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today we rate on graphics were better 20 years ago from Bobia, or what's pronounced. And this is technically parts 2. Of course not so. Yeah, technology is growing up all the time. Yes, I know. But in the past, the gameplay often was better than today. And yeah, games can have great graphics and great gameplay, but in most games, mm, it's don't what it only must look good, but it's don't feel good, if you know what I mean. But before I start the video now, don't forget to subscribe my channel, activate the bell, and give a like there. Oh, and don't forget to follow me on my social media, and then here we go.
Have you ever been waiting for a new game release, counting the days and hours until launch, only to be disappointed by a game that not only
Cyberpunk 2077
has a terrible performance but looks unjustifiably bad? In this
Okay, Gollum is not a good example of this. I would say more bigger game because this was from a studio from Germany who hasn't the possibilities to make a Gollum game from the budget directly, and you know what I mean.
video, I will be showing you why modern games are outclassed by games made 20 years ago.
Okay. This was stuff. If I'm right. What the fuck is
this? And showing you why the best game graphics you see today outclass unjustifiably bad. In this video, I will be showing you why modern games are outclassed by.
And my fucking goodness, look at this character on this character graphics. I mean, it's a quote. This looks not real and not fake. This is really uncanny valley, yeah.
Games made 20 years ago, and showing you why the best game graphics you see today are not what they seem. But first, let's answer this question. What are graphics? Game graphics are the visual elements and images displayed in a video game. It is everything from character models and environments to user interface and special effects. They play a massive role in enhancing the player experience. So why were game graphics better 20 years ago? I remember over 20 years.
I don't would say 20 years ago, I would say so 10 years ago. Like Grand Theft Auto 5 or The Witcher 3 or something like this. In this case, not 20 years. You don't have, for 20 years, the power to make good graphics. There was definitely the more focus in gameplay because there was the graphics not so good. But today, yeah.
Years ago, the launch of the PlayStation 2. Back then, the graphical jump from the PlayStation 1 to the PlayStation 2 was one of the biggest in console gaming history. It was an amazing era where games could display many more polygons, resulting in smoother, more realistic 3D models, higher resolution textures made surfaces look more detailed and realistic, more advanced lighting techniques and shaders.
But one thing what I hate mostly in video games is that every video game must look realistic. No, they must not. Look for the Borderlands franchise. This game graphics aren't anything than real, but it works because it's stand out. But if you have some hyper realistic graphics, all the games look the same. I take for this here for this example, Need for Speed Unbound. I don't play the game, but I've seen clips of videos of this, and I don't really like the art style of the graphics. Mostly, but this is something subjective of mine here. But the graphics, and this point I must give Need for Speed Unbound. The graphics stand out. If you like the graphics or not is another theme, but this game stands from the graphics out. And the same goes for the same is for Borderlands or Dustborn. And yeah, in this case, Dustborn stands out with this graphic style. If you like the game or not, have nothing to do with this. I don't like this game too, but it has standout graphics. This point we must give the game on a objective case. You know what I mean.
Added depth and realism to scenes, and PS2 games could render much further into the distance, reducing popping and creating more immersive environments. And many PS2 games also ran at 60 frames per second compared to the PlayStation 1 30 frames per second. And I still haven't seen anything like this since. But what I see today from modern game releases is mostly negative consensus on modern game graphics, especially for games that boast about.
Okay, which games are this? Starfield, oh holy shit. This is this year is Mass Effect Andromeda. The graphics are now good. Not perfect, but they are good. The original trilogy, the graphics of the original trilogy was always better. Besides, they are older, but for itself, Andromeda, I like this game. You can hate me for this or not. I don't give a fuck about this now, but Andromeda for itself is a good game. Star Wars Outlaws, this is empty. This feels not finished. This game. From the graphics, the gameplay, etc.
Their graphics. So why is that? There are different elements to this. I recently tried to recall an old PlayStation 1 game that I played as a kid. I couldn't remember the title, but I had a clear image in my mind. It had a dark horror vibe. I remember playing as a child character holding a candle dressed in a nightgown. The game started you standing on your bed in your bedroom. So I went on the internet trying to find the game, searching the details that I just mentioned. But I couldn't find anything. It was frustrating. Until I found a database of all PlayStation 1 game covers. And I kid you not, the first 2 rows, I found it. And I was completely shocked. To illustrate what I imagined, this is an AI image. This is what I had in my mind of the game that I played when I was a kid. And this is what the game actually looks like. It's insane. I was shocked when I saw this. How can my memory be so bad? To me, in my mind, it looked so real. I think this shows the power of nostalgia and charm. Players often develop a strong...
Yeah, definitely. I agree. Nostalgia have a big impact of your memories. I played if I play, I don't shocking now. I played mostly my childhood. Midnight Job 3. If I played Midnight Job 3, again, I would think, what the fuck is this? But this is a product of the time, and basically this is a good game, and for itself have good graphics.
Strong nostalgic attachment to the graphics of games they played during their youth. This emotional connection can make older graphics seem more appealing, even surpassing their objective quality. This nostalgia can even lead to a preference for retro-styled game graphics in modern games. Another element is artistic merit. Many classics prioritize unique art styles over photorealism. These stylized graphics often look better than the attempts at realism.
Yeah, definitely. This is what I want to say for a couple of minutes. What I say for a couple of minutes. My English. This artistic art style in the game make this game stand more out and stand more out and don't you can see the graphics in 20 or 30 years and it looks even good. But photorealistic games like I don't fucking know. I think Star Wars Outlaws. They will have photorealistic graphics. This is what I see from the game. I've played the game in private, but yeah, it's not. It doesn't work, and this game isn't even 5 months out. I mean, what the fuck?
Features like hand-painted textures with their distinctive brushwork, limited color palettes, and stylized details all add to their charm and artistic appeal. But isn't all of this subjective? Nostalgia in gaming is highly subjective and personal. Nostalgic feelings are often tied with the player's personal.
Yeah, this is. Which Halo is this? I don't fucking know. Is this the first or the second Halo? I've never played. I know this Halo thing.
Games, especially those from childhood.
Yes,
games can evoke powerful emotions
so
tied to past experiences, relationships, or specific stages in life. The time period and cultural context in which someone first encountered certain.
Yep. For example, if I play, I don't know, the first Metal Gear Solid. I've never played one of these games, but for example, I've played the first Metal Gear Solid. Now, I would say, what the fuck has this graphics, but it's a product of this time. For 20 or 40 years, graphics don't have so much, consoles or PCs don't have so much power like today. And yeah, they had limitation and they must work with this limitation.
Games greatly influences these nostalgic perceptions. Nostalgic memories may lead to an
and because I don't have some nostalgic relationship to Metal Gear Solid, I don't see pink nostalgia glasses.
Overly positive assessment of older games, potentially overlooking flaws or dated elements. All the elements that I mentioned before are subjective. So what are the elements that are not subjective? Older games are bolder and have more impactful designs, even with the limited resources they had. And there are a few reasons for that. Older games often used hand-painted textures that showcase the artist's skill and creativity, giving games a unique handcrafted feel rather than aiming for photorealism.
Great game.
Hand-painted textures embraced stylized interpretations of objects and surfaces. This resulted in bolder, vibrant designs that maximized visual impact, often employing limited color palettes creatively. This stylized approach can create more visually striking and memorable game worlds that remain visually appealing for longer than attempts at photorealism from the same era.
That's fucking true. Then this is the same issue today. Photorealism. I don't will have photorealism in every game that comes out. So if you make a game good with photorealism, then maybe it works. But if the photorealism has some oops, sorry. Who I stopped. If this photorealism has their own art in there, then it can stand out. But if you make photorealism and only photorealism for every gamer, the game will look like shit.
This partly because stylized graphics don't invite direct comparison to reality the same way that photorealistic graphics.
Because games are art. Oh, fuck my life. Guys, my internet breaks down. Yeah. I must cut it here.
To reality the same way that photorealistic.
Yeah. This there I stand at yeah, and modern graphics sucks for most parts.
Another reason for the impactful designs is the focus on artistry over technology. Artists had more freedom to create fantastical or exaggerated versions of objects and environments because they weren't limited by the technology at the time. They could bake lighting and atmosphere directly into the textures, creating a more cohesive, mood-setting visuals instead of relying on dynamic lighting, for example.
Yes.
Baked lighting is a technique where lighting information is pre-calculated and baked into the textures of 3D models, instead of the game engine calculate lighting in real time. The pre-computed lighting information is stored directly into the textures, saving valuable resource power. This technique was partly prevalent in older games with limited hardware capabilities. Baking lighting
and this time you must go creative to make something good.
Directly into textures.
And this kid doesn't haven't changed never, but today we'll see it must look to appeal to everyone, and then it don't appeal to no one.
A greater control over the final look of the game. They can carefully craft the lighting and shadow details, ensuring consistency and specific mood across the game. With limited resources, older games had to be incredibly efficient, leading to bold and impactful designs that maximized visual impact despite the limitations. This efficiency in design is another factor contributing to the appeal of the older games. And you can see that with some independent developers today that try to replicate that uniqueness by limiting themselves. And you only see that with very small independent developers like the creator. With all of this, the game had a unique art style compared to all other indie games released at the time. So what about modern games? Whenever I play a new game, I feel the same problems appear, the same mistakes made, and I'm not even sure that they are mistakes at this point. What it seems to me is that while trying to achieve photorealism, developers often sacrifice performance, demanding more powerful hardware to maintain higher frame rates.
Yeah, but at first, not every gamer had a high-end, or every player, not gamer, every player don't have the hardware for these games. And not every gamer or player are pure photorealistic games, because humans will fit from the reality in games, and you can't give you have a photorealistic game, and then the game sucks because you remember on the reality.
This problem seems to me to have increased over the past few years, since new technologies have been developed like NVIDIA's DLSS and Unreal Engine's 5 nanotechnology. There seems to be an over-reliance on these technologies to the point that developers seem to have stopped optimizing their games. It's like devs are not trying anymore. So what do the players think of the current state of graphics of high-budget titles? Whenever there is a big game release, I always wait first for user reviews to see if there are any common...
Yeah, but game companies don't, game developers, or what's the, developers, EA, I forget the name. Also developers, yeah, I think they are the developers, like EA, Ubisoft, or whatever, force the studios to, make hyper-realistic graphics, but don't care about the gameplay, and then, yeah, you act shit.
Performance problems with the game. I don't know about you, but I can no longer trust the recommended system requirements. I'm not sure even if there is a point to them anymore. So I just look at the user reviews, and what I see is mostly mixed opinions on video game graphics. I honestly just wish game developers today would optimize their games better. If they approach...
Because the graphics can don't look can look cool if you have the hardware, but if you would see or if you but studio was not give you will see realistic humans in a fantasy setting or in a sci-fi setting or something else. You will flee from the reality for a couple of hours if you play a game. Photorealistic games are not really good because besides the games look after this all the same, and then you have the flat soup of identityless games.
Optimization the same way that developers did 20 years ago. We wouldn't need graphics cards the size of a small car radiator. So what do you think? Do you think games are objectively better now in every way? Or do you think they are
No. You have exceptions, but the most games that come out are shit. They are shit, so no.
Comments below, and don't forget to like the video and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you for watching and take care.
This was a great video. Don't forget to follow the channel and give them a like too. The links are in the description. What is your opinion of this? Write in the comments down below. See ya in the next video.